What is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is, well, it's not really morning anymore, but we always go through this thing and I always say good morning, and a lot of the times it's not morning for most people, but it is morning for me, especially because it has been a long night. Went to Disneyland with the wife for her birthday. So we didn't even get home until it was late. Good time. She absolutely loves Disney. I could let's just say I'm not the Disney guy. I don't mind it, but we spent a lot of time at Disney. Matter of fact, if you guys remember, we went to Florida for dance, but also for Disney in July. So that was only a couple of months ago. Now we're back at Disneyland. It was a good time. It was actually the first time that in a long time that the wife and I went to Disneyland without children. That was different. That was absolutely different. But it was a great time. We hung out with her brother, my brother-in-law, and his wife. They came out for a few days. So it was a good time. Just adults at Disneyland. I haven't seen them in a while. Not a lot of people yelling and screaming, asking for things. Lots of asking for things. That didn't happen. We did what we wanted to do. It was nice. I'm not gonna lie, it was nice. Like if that were just the case, I'd probably be better with Disneyland. But every time I go to Disneyland, $1,000 later, I'm like, weren't we just supposed to like go and have a good time? But no. I will say this, now that I've gone to both Florida and Disney. I mean, we used to have annual passes at Disneyland before they turned into, a mortgage payment. The food for people that have sensitivities, like, I'm gluten-free, so much better in Florida. So much better. Like in Florida, you don't even think about what it is you're going to eat. No matter what, you walk into a place and you're like, oh, there's a burger. I'm gluten-free. They provide everything's gluten-free. Oh, I want chicken strips. I'm gluten-free. They got gluten-free chicken strips. They just have gluten-free everything. So it's just a better time if you want to eat on your trips. Okay. What is going on, everybody? It is DJ Thursday. This will be a shorter version. This will be a shorter version because, I have to go to Arizona for a party today. Party's not today. The party's tomorrow. But I got to go today because, let me just move the chat over so I can see it. Because I haven't done it in a long time, but I no longer arrive on the day of for any flight that I have to fly to. That's just not what I do. Because of the last Arizona trip that I did for the same client, which was, a couple of years ago. Was this pre-pandemic? No, it wasn't. It was after the pandemic, I think. Either way, I have a video on it on when my flight was delayed ridiculously. So when she called this time, I told her, I said, I'm sorry I have to charge you more. What do you mean? I gotta charge you more. I gotta come up the night before, which means I gotta charge you for an extra room night. And I said, you understand. and she absolutely did. So so that was fine. So I'm heading out today. My flight's at I think 3:15. I should have booked it for later. I didn't even. It's fine. 3:15. Yeah. So that means it's in Burbank. So that means I got to be out of here. I got to be there by around 2:00. 2:30. It's Burbank, but I got to get ready. So at 11:30 today, I will have to turn this show off so I can pack, eat, and then get on the road. I have to drop by my office. Just things that I have to do. So that's what I'll be doing. But in the meantime, we can answer questions. We can have conversations. We can have a good old time. I'm going to tell you this. This will be the first time in a long time that I'm going to sleep so well. I'm not one of those people that doesn't like to travel. And when they travel, they're like, I can't sleep. I just want to be home. Not me. I love being home. But I absolutely love not thinking about things for a day or so. I sleep so well when I'm away. So well. I sleep in. It's a good time. That is my... You guys need to stop being so demanding. I'm looking at the comments here. So demanding. So demanding. See, every time I read a comment, I read it in all caps and people yelling at me. It's a flaw, but that's how I read it. Like you guys are like, hey, I was wondering if you were able to get that thrash review. I look at it, it's like, where the hell is a thrash review you promised, you asshole? That's what I read. It's a flaw or a gift. But the thrash review is not happening. I mean, it's happening. It's just not happening this week. I used them over the weekend. The problem is, the reason why I can't give you an accurate review just today is because I need to bring them into the warehouse and actually do another test on them, because they were so far away from me that I wasn't able to. I didn't push them because they were fills. They were side fills for the property. So I had the LDs in the center on the dance floor, and then I had those on both sides, but they were never aimed at the dance floor, and I never had to push them to the max. So I would hate to be like, oh, they were great, and then stuff happens. So I will be back Saturday, where I will do the sound test, because I do want to test them I want to test them against, I know it sounds strange, but I want to test them against the Mackie Thumb Goes. The one thing I noticed, which is why I want to test them, is it feels like they may have a slightly aggressive limiter in them. Meaning there is a cap, there's a top level. And once you get there, it just stops. And the question is whether or not where it stops versus where the Mackie Thumb Go stops, where does it sit? That's my question. That's it. It's a simple question. I just haven't had time. I worked all weekend. The problem with this week specifically was it's a Jewish holiday, Yom Kippur, which is a very, very big holiday. And that started on Sunday night. So, I worked Saturday night, Sunday, got to recover, and I'm doing stuff with the family and stuff. And we had to go to family service on Sunday. And then we went to family service on Monday. And then we had break the fast Monday night. Tuesday, I'm just overdrawn with like meetings and emails and all that stuff. So that's what I did. Wednesday, that's the wife's birthday. So was at Disney World the entire time. Today's Thursday. I'm on my Tech Thursday, and then I'm heading off to my flight. Friday I'll be gone. So I get it on Saturday. Guess what happened Saturday night? I have another event. So that literally leaves actual time Sunday. So I know a lot of people, not you guys, but a lot of people think that, you're just not doing anything. I'm like, it's not that I'm not doing anything. I'm just, sometimes I get really, really busy. I guess I could half-ass a video, just throw it up there. I guess I could, but I wouldn't like it. And I know that my threshold for content is different than what everybody else is, because I know they're like, just put it up. I don't care. And people will still watch it. I don't know. It's off for me. I don't love that. Okay. Let's see what we got here in the questions, since we are going to be just about an hour today. So 11:30. I do want to say, DJ Coldcut, welcome to Team Cleveland Terry. I appreciate that. We got balance in all things. Don Rafa, Phasm. Who else do we have here? Let's see here. Ricky Reds, DJ Fats, Dizik, Kylie Palm. Good to see ya. Ashley Naro. Good to see ya. Mixmaster G in the building. What is going on? Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Mixmaster G, Jonathan Davis. Your wife sounds like my wife, and you sound like me. We live in Florida and have an annual pass for Disney World. Yeah. I mean, she wants to get the passes back, and I keep telling her, you want the kids to also be in dance, and you want to prepare for a bat mitzvah, and you want to do all these things. So, no, we won't be getting passes. And then, fortunately, I have friends that are employed by Disney. So a lot of the times they can get in on their own. They'll bring them in, and no charge. The problem is they have a maximum number of 3 people that they can bring in at any one time or any one day. So that means that, obviously I have a family of 4. So I'm the first one to be like, I don't need to go. I don't need to go. Just go ahead. Go without me. I'll stay home. I'm okay. Mixmaster says, I love Galaxy's Edge. Rise of the Resistance is still one of my favorites. Rise is the best ride that they actually have at Disneyland right now. Just from start to finish, it's probably the best conceived ride, storyline, excitement line that I've ever been on. It really is that good. That doesn't mean it's the best ride ever, but it's pretty damn perfect. Okay. Walter Vargas is also in the building. What is going on, man? Good to see you. Disney Orlando kicks the booty of California. You see, that is where we're going to agree to disagree. It's not that I don't agree with what you're saying, because there's a lot of parts of Disney that are good, but then there's just one tragic flaw that Disney World, or whatever the hell you want to call it, suffers from. And that is, it's too much land and everything is spread out. It's ridiculous. Like at Disney, I can do all the rides that I'm going to do at Magic Castle or Hollywood Studios. It just doesn't take me 15 miles to do it. Everything is a mile away from each other. Everything. I don't need that much exercise. I'm not eating that bad. So that's my problem. Okay. Okay, balance of all things. Where's my questions? Aaron the DJ, what's going on? Questions. Balancing all things. Yes, this newbie here. Excuse me. Graduating from a DDJ 200 to a Hercules T7. It was just delivered. Now I'm an intermediate. LOL. Hey, congratulations. I've heard that the T7 is a good device because I don't have one. I don't have one. I still have the, I really do believe that they're waiting on my Mixon review. I honestly do believe that, which I should do also. I've been lazy. There's certain things that I just don't have the energy to do right now. And Mixon is one of those. I will do it because they're asking for it back, which I'm more than happy to give back. It's just, there's nothing wrong with the controller. It's a good controller. It's just not the controller for me specifically. So I just have to get the review done so I can put it back in the box. I'm putting stuff back. I know somebody asked in the questions, how's the Rane 4? The Rane 4 is fine. I sent it back though. Reese, I sent it back, I don't know, a week and a half ago. It's a good device. For me specifically, it's just too big for me. Don't like the size. It's bigger than every controller I have, including the Prime 4. I didn't have a bag for it. I didn't want a bag for it just because the size is just, for me, it's just unwieldy. Let's hop to it. How do I connect my iPhone to my Rev 7? In what capacity does it? As an auxiliary to use it with algorithm DJ? In what capacity? But the two questions, very simple. If you're going just through, you want to use it as a backup, then all you need is a headphone jack. And of course, you might have the new iPhone, which is USB-C. Same thing. You need a USB-C adapter, two RCAs, put them in the auxiliary. You got your auxiliary knobs in the front. If you're trying to do it with like algorithm DJ, well, that's easy too. You just need a USB B to USB-C cable, which is pretty common nowadays. Basically, it's a printer cable, but that's all you need. Plug it right into the USB port in the back and plug it right into your phone, and everything should work perfectly. I don't know however else you would use it, but those are the two ways that make the most sense to me. Ernesto in the building. Sounds like we're getting tired, TT. I am tired. I'm tired, but we can make it through. As long as there's not too many dumb questions, you won't get reactive, CT. Ray, hammer time. Hammer time. You're like, yeah, man, I've had it all my life. I get it. It's no longer funny. Okay. Yeah. What's your experience with wear and tear of control vinyl and needles? Also, any things to look out for when buying either? Control vinyl. First off, I don't really use needles anymore. I do have a set of needles, but I use phase, so I don't really need needles. But control vinyl as in itself lasts for a pretty long time. The only time I've found that, you get kind of quicker wear and tear is when you're exposing it to the elements. You're DJing outside in the sunlight. That's typically when your vinyl just kind of doesn't last. But I've had the same vinyl, like forever. It lasts fine. The needles, yes, the needles will degrade vinyl over time, but even then, it takes a while. Like if you buy a pair of set of vinyl and needles, in my opinion, you're more likely to wear out your needles from like over scratching than you are with the actual records. They're made pretty well. DJ Fats, praying for me to have safe travels. Thank you. I mean, prayer's good, but if the plane's going down, the plane's going down. I've just resigned myself to the fact that the world will be the world. So if this is my last day with you, set up a GoFundMe for my wife so she can pay for my funeral. That's it. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Okay. I'm doing something big today. Applying for an LLC. Congratulations, Kylie. That is a big step, but it's a necessary step for DJs. Everybody should have some sort of LLC or S corp. You should not be running your business just through your social. That's a recipe for disaster, and I'd hate to see you do something bad and lose everything, not just your DJ career. T Diesel, the thrash better be at least 33% better. Yeah, we will see. We'll see. Thrash sounds too close to trash. I don't disagree with you. What I will say, the first thing that I will say, it's not the smallest 12. Because obviously, I have the QSCs, and those are really compact, those 12s. It's not the smallest 12. It's bigger than like the Pioneer Express 12s. Those are also smaller. Obviously, you have to house the battery, so I get it. It's going to be a little bigger. The one thing I don't love, and this is a Mackie thing. I don't love their cup size. The cup size that holds the speaker on the pole. They're always very shallow, and this one is shallow too. I don't love that. I also don't love these are all aesthetic things, but it's a part of the speaker, and love the handles. It has so many handles. Got handles on the side, handles on the top. Love that. When I was driving home, and they were all pretty much positioned, in the back of my truck. I have a cab, so it just sits on, not a cab, but a cover. So they were in there for a few days. And when I took out the speakers yesterday, so they were in there since Saturday night, late night. I did notice that the screws that lock the cup in place had come out just from vibration. That is the one thing I will say. I think that that entire part of their speaker system is the weakest link of it. Sure, it's fine. Yeah, I picked them up and screwed them right back in. But I just noticed that, like, out of all my Mackies, though, that seems to be the thing that always disappears. It's the screw. They're not made well. Bluetooth was fine. Bluetooth distance is still fine. Sound was fine. I tested it in my house, which is the worst thing to do. It's completely skews your whole review. But it was good. It was good. But I didn't have the Mackies also with it. So we're going to turn them both on Sunday. I am in the process. I told you guys recently. I am in the process of sending a whole bunch of stuff back. I just want it out of my house. I want it out of my house. The only thing that I am keeping that I have to send back. Well, I still have the Rev 1, which I still need to test, and the Flex 4. I want to see which one I like better. I'm just kind of siding towards the Flex 4. I know it doesn't have the pads, but I guess because I'm not really DJing with it as that kind of controller, so I'm not taking it out, so I don't need the paddles. I prefer the Flex 4 in that case. I don't know. It just feels slightly better made. So, but I do have both of those. The Mixon's going back. I still have to figure out what I'm gonna do with my Flex 10. A Rev 5 is coming to me, so hopefully it's here by the time I get back. Rev 5's coming to me. I sent back the Rane 4. I'm sending back the Mixon. I'm sending back. There's something else I'm sending back. I can't remember right now. I am keeping the Opus Quad here for long term, and it looks really good in my warehouse, my office. I mean, I'm keeping the Opus. I am keeping the the Mixstream Pro Go. I think that's it. But when the Rev 5 comes, I will be using that extensively for at least a month. As long as I don't have to bring my furniture. If I have to bring my furniture, then obviously I'm not going to bring it. But if I don't bring it, I got 3 gigs that I know don't require my furniture. So I will at least use them for that. I got 3 Friday events this month that I'll be taking with me. I also have, and I got some other events. So I will do a long-term review on that. Hopefully at some point I get a T7. I've stopped asking and stopped caring. I've absolutely stopped caring. So if it comes, it comes. But I'm not chasing it down anymore. I'm done. Let's see here. Demond says, what do you think that Pioneer will make a Rekordbox compatible Rev 7? They don't need to make a Rekordbox compatible Rev 7. All they need to do is update the firmware in the Rev 7 that is currently here. There's nothing preventing them from using the same Rev 7 for Rekordbox. I have verified that. There's nothing in the hardware. With the 1000, there was actual physical memory issues that they could not get it to work with it. So they had to come out with a new version. But the Rev 7 does not have those issues. So there's nothing. All they need to do is, do a firmware update and it would work. So who knows? I think now that, Pioneer DJ owns Serato and Rekordbox, I think I would put my money more on the fact that we're going to see something. We're going to see a firmware update. There's still some things that I know that they want to put on the Rev 7 that are now like on the S9 and the Rev 5. So I know there are things that they want to put on there. I feel like if they were going to do it all, they would do it all at once. And so it just might take a while. That's my feelings anyway. No proof. That's just my feelings. Happy birthday, Kylie. Let's see here. Have you done any Disney gigs? Matt, what's going on, fam? No Disney gigs. They're actually very difficult to lock in. I've had a couple of friends do them, but they're very difficult. I mean, everybody wants to do that kind of stuff. And I don't need that kind of bureaucracy. That's just not my thing. Rane 4 does not fit in the new jetpack, the jetpack glide. No, it does not. It is too long and slightly too wide, but more importantly, it's too long. So as the glide curves in, that's where you stop. So, too big. And for me, if I can't put it in a case that I normally use, I'm okay. Okay. Gosh, I will write the Mixon 4 review or 8 review while I'm gone. I'll write it on the plane. I don't think it requires. I'm gonna write it on the plane. I'll write it this weekend, so it'll be done. To connect my phone for requests of songs I don't have at a wedding. Yeah, just go through the auxiliary port. That's the easiest way. Although, in all honesty, what I've been doing is I keep my iPad up. I keep it plugged in to my Rev 7 as in the second USB. And if I get a request or if I need to do something, I play it through Algorithm DJ on my iPad. Every so often, I'm sure you guys are aware of this, especially people that stream. Every so often, you will go to play something and it just won't let you. Sorry, can't do it. Sorry, not available. Try again. And you just can't play the song. So in that case, I always have my iPad up and then I can just pop over to that and then play the song. If I'm doing things like playing a video montage through the main computer, I can still have a song ready on the other side. It just helps. It's fluid. It's like having 2 computers sitting there. So I do prefer that. Best advice for club DJ becoming a wedding corporate DJ. Best advice. Best advice is to leave your ego at home. That's the best advice I can give you. There's absolutely nothing that a club DJ can't do that a wedding DJ can. You're obviously you potentially gonna have to be on the mic more. You're potentially gonna have to learn some better mic practices and be able to speak. Um, I'm not saying that club DJs don't speak well, but there's a different polish when you're talking to a wedding party versus a club. So those are the two little things. Everything else is just you really just listening to your client, providing the client with what they want, not with what you want, because that's the difference between a club and a wedding. You're not playing for yourself at a wedding. You're playing for the party. You're paying for the success of the party. You DJ a club, yes, you're playing for the success of the club, but there's a lot more you involved in a club than there is on a wedding. There's no you. You don't really exist on a wedding. Okay. Are you coupling your USB subs? Am I coupling them? I think what you're asking is like if I'm putting them in cardioid mode. Is that what you're asking? But I don't. My speakers run left and right. XLR going into the sub going up to the high. I don't run them. I run my system in mono, but I don't daisy chain my entire system from one side to the next. On the motorized jog wheel, says Balance, can you scratch using just the slip mats because I want custom slip mats? Well, the turntable control is typically in the middle. It's in the needle, not the needle, the spindle. So technically speaking, yes, you could scratch just off of the platters, or off this, but I can't remember the T7 if it requires it to catch, and then that way you would definitely need the vinyl. But you can get custom vinyl. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. You can use any vinyl you want. That's not specific or required for the controller. Sorry, I got to look at the time here. Where's my clock? 10:47. Okay. All right. Did In Music ruin Rane? That's the question of the day. Is it the question of the day or the question of the month, the year? Did In Music ruin Rane? That's a video in itself. So I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about all the hardware that came out prior to Rane or prior to In Music, and then all the hardware that's come out since then. So let's see here. We got the 57 SL versions 1 and 2, which were iconic, legitimately changed the game, which is why it slightly has always perturbed me that when the sale came for Serato, they were like, we've been here since the beginning. We basically started Serato, and in my mind, I'm like, but you didn't start. You weren't there in the beginning. You just bought a company. You're stepdad. You're not the main dad. You're the stepdad. And while you get kudos because I'm never gonna say the stepdad or stepmom are bad. You get kudos. My wife is technically a stepmom to my first child, and she's the mom. So I'm never saying that you have less power or control. She's mom. But by the time that Rane was sold, they were established. Everybody knew Rane. Everybody wanted SLs and the Rane 62. Like that was one of the top selling mixers. Just not that trashy, stupid 61. That was a bad choice by old school Rane. And the but I will take the 61 over, what was it, like the 58? They were lost for a moment, which would probably explain why they needed to sell. So when In Music came in, let's see here. They dropped Rane 12s. They dropped the 72. And they've pretty much stayed there. I mean, they have, yes, there's the 70, which is a fantastic mixer. And the Rane 12s, second edition, MK2s, and then a Rane 1, which was okay, and a Rane 4. Now, back to your question. I had to go through all of that for myself. It had nothing to do with you. I needed to hear it for myself to see. I don't believe that they have ruined Rane. I think people have put Rane in a light that sometimes is brighter than they really were. And I loved Rane products. Had, 7 57s, 4 62s. So, I loved Rane. I'm not quite sure that they listen to the needs or the wants of their consumers as well as like a Pioneer does. People want to hate on Pioneer. Oh, they're just copying. They're just that. Maybe they are, but what they're not doing, or what I should say, what they are doing, is listening to their clients and providing clients what they need and what they want. That's the difference between, I would say, old Rane and new Rane. In my mind, it just feels like where they go is where they want to go, and it may be counterintuitive sometimes. For instance, the 72, good mixer, does a lot. Does a lot more than some people were even asking for, and some things that are a little different. Rane 70 came out, great mixer. Rane 1 comes out. They had to have known that people were going to want internal effects, but yet they didn't provide them. That's a business choice. Some people didn't care. A lot of people did. So Rev 7, internal effects, sells like crazy. They come out with a Rane 4, obviously to compete with like the 1000s, Flex 10s, etc. Great controller. But the world wanted moving platters. The world wanted what they had on the Rane 1, just in a 4-channel version. And they don't do it. Nothing wrong with the Rane 4. We can see what they're trying to compete with. And it's sold well. But that's not what the world wanted. The world wanted moving platters. So all I can think is, had that had moving platters, how much better it would have sold. How much of the market they would have taken. So, are they ruining Rane? No. But I don't know if I think, they're not ruining Rane. But they're not pushing Rane to where they could be. And I'm sure they are. They're trying anyway. But I don't know. I feel like you have to be able to listen and execute what it is what you feel from a business perspective, but also what the clients are going to ask for. I don't feel like they're anticipating the questions that are going to come up by releasing a product. Or more importantly, I don't know if the people that are involved in it have as much It can go really, really deep. It can go really, really deep. So to answer your question, the short answer is no. Are they ruining it? No. Could it be better? In my opinion, yes. Yes. I think that competitively speaking, there's definitely more that they could do that I don't feel that they're doing. But they're close. They're just not going over the top. Which is why, when people get a Pioneer product, they're like, oh, yeah, it just feels comfortable because they don't mess around. Pioneer stays the course. Everything has the same, fundamentals, same layouts. Everything just kind of flows together, Again, Pioneer is like the Apple of DJ equipment. And in music is Google or Samsung, I should say. Maybe more Google. When you work, do you always use a monitor? Says Don Rafa. I rarely use a monitor because I use in-ears. I'm like, am I going down or is my table going up? Hold on. I use in-ears. So I typically put them both in. Every so often I will use the monitor, but I'm right now I'm loving my in-ears. That's all I need. Okay. Samuel Patterson. I am renting a sub for the first time from Guitar Center, most likely. Do you have any suggestions, advice on the interaction with them? Tops or Mackie thumps, 15s. I mean, it's pretty common or it's easy. I mean, every sub typically will have both. They will have an XLR in and an XLR out. So, and so does the Mackie has a through. That's just your out basically. So, just run if you're not using a mixer, I don't really use a mixer. So that's how I'm telling you, but the same thing applies if you're using a mixer, a standalone dedicated mixer. Basically just go out of the XLRs right into the input of the subs and then take the sub out and you're at Guitar Center. They're probably renting like JBL subs or something like that. And then take that right up to the high. That's it. It's very, very simple. Very simple to set up speakers. Okay. All right. Phase DJ takes care of the issue with no more DJ booths. In New England, it's all wood dance floors, and that makes needle skips on the first dance song. Phase DJ is a real savior for that. Okay. I agree. Any news about Serato? The news is Serato, the purchase has gone through. It's done. That's why it's so quiet, because it's done. I guess you should ask in music what their plans are now. That's the question. DJ Smiley in the building. What's going on? I'm just reading T Diesel's cup size. I like cup size. We're going to leave it at that. DJ Ricky Red says, this land of convo, not funny. What are you talking about, Ricky? I don't know what you're talking about. I think the conversation is fine. So please explain what you mean. Needles are fine. Yeah, needles last a long time, Ray. As long as you're taking care of them. I know some people, their needles is in the dead spot of the record. It's being moved and scratched across the thing. As long as you take care of them, you're fine. I've had my original phase DJ for 3.5 years without ever having an issue. They last. Just unplug the bass after you fully charge. Yeah, they last. I haven't had a problem. I mean, keep in mind, I bought mine before the pandemic, used them during the pandemic, and then basically once we got back into the real world, I had stopped using them for a year or so. And now that I've been DJing out more, I grabbed my phase. The battery still lasts. I haven't had any issues. They still work perfectly. So no problems. I assumed that my phase were going to die. I have 2 sets of phase. I have a phase box that I've never opened. I kind of feel like I have to open it now just because I don't want it to not be able to, update the firmware. But the same box I've had since, what was that, 2018, 2009? I bought my phase probably a year and a half before the pandemic. So I think they came out in 17, maybe 18, maybe 18. Remember they were announced in 17. Either way, same ones now. Since these are first gen phases, and I haven't had an issue with them. Is fall a busy season for you? Absolutely. 7 to 10 bar mitzvahs every Saturday night through the middle of December. I'm not salty. When I say I stopped caring, in all honesty, this is the question about T7. This is all honesty. I'm a very simple creature. I will push and work and do all these things until I feel like it's not being reciprocated. You know, the level of respect that I'm giving is not coming back the same way. Once I disconnect. That's it. You know, I'm the same way with my friends, family, business. Once there's a certain point, I'm a Capricorn. Okay. I'm incapable of actually expressing that much emotion to begin with. You know, like I said, once I say it and I'm done, I move on. And that's the way I am with this. I don't care anymore. You know, that's the problem with the Mix on 8. It took so long to get to me that I'm just like, oh, great, it's coming. I've moved on. And that's the same thing, you know, with the T7. T7 obviously is newer. It just got announced. But look, this is my perfect example. People are getting them sent to them. And look, I can get a T7 right now without even going through the company. I just call up my guys and they'll send me one from one of my retailers. They will absolutely send me one. So it's not about, oh my God, I just can't get it. Like I said before, I've just stopped caring. You never want to get CT to a stop caring point. If that's the case, then you might as well literally just completely walk away and just sever all ties with me. I'm not that guy. Priyan Joni in the building. What's going on, fam? What is going on? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by today. Turning the big 4-0. Congratulations. I remember that. 4-0. What are you using a live stream these days? Says Vasm. I'm using OBS in the computer right behind us here. I also have a couple of other devices, but I have to get a battery replacement because it completely died. So that's what I'm using. I got the Mevo that I will keep. Although I don't love the Mevo, I'm still going to end up getting the other guy. I forget what it's called. The one I've been using. But yeah, I'm good for now. Okay. Holding off of the Rane 74. Good luck with that. Phasm says, no, I don't think they ruined Rane. There you go. Brian, Jonathan Entertainment. What do you think about Laid Back Luke's video about why he left in music? I think it's fine. Hey, everybody's got their thing, you know. Some people, DJ equipment is completely subjective. Okay. What you love is what you love. And it's a lot of times, if you love a design style of a particular company, or you love the way that they, you know, practice their business practices and how they come out with new equipment, then you're typically going to stick with them. And I find some companies are kind of all over the place. You know, I don't have a problem with what he said. It's fair. It's fair. NOC Dib, DJ Woo in the building also. Checking in from Sweden. Thanks for hanging out today. All right. I moved to DJ Tony. I moved to a new state and city. So how do I get my name out there? Get my gigs, please help, because I don't know anyone here. Well, I mean, if you don't know anyone, look, okay. Tough love time. Tough love. I know we've had this conversation before. But maybe DJ Tony hasn't been here for those conversations. Look, there's only one way to get gigs, and that is to get outside. Okay? If you want to get gigs, go to these places. If you want to get gigs, go meet the promoters and the managers and the management and say, hey, I am new here. I used to DJ in my old town. This is my style. I like your club. I've been coming here for a couple of weeks. I'd like to talk to you about potentially picking up a night. If you're trying to DJ private events, you're going to have to start using like the Chamber of Commerce. You're going to have to start actually, getting your word out. Maybe even working for, other companies that are out there. Try to find some multi-ops. Get your name out there that way. You can try, use your Facebook presence, get some ads, because those are definitely specific to those areas. But hit up all, you have to do the groundwork. You have to put your feet to the pavement and get out there. That's the only way. No jobs will ever come to you by you just sitting there, ever. So you got to do some work. Hopefully, you have another job and you just didn't move there on a whim. And now you're like, I'm ready to DJ here. And then you realize there's just no spots because look, in some places you get to places and you're like, there's no gigs out here. That does happen, so do your best. Iron Mike, thanks for hanging out today. First time live. Appreciate that. I suspect Rane looks like killed a motorized and it got nixed from a pricing perspective. No, I've never felt that about Rane. Ever. I don't think that's the issue. But it might be. But I don't think that's the issue. Rane seemed to be a bit detached from their market needs. Just got my T7 not responding to my computer. 2012 MacBook using Serato Lite. Also didn't receive... Oh, come on, computer. Do not start ringing. This is an Arizona phone call. Hopefully they leave a message. Come on, stop ringing. Okay. Philip Tan in the building. What is going on, fam? Okay, back to this. So T7 not responding to my computer. Also didn't receive the thinner pads. Wondering if they sold me a refurbished unit. I have a hard time believing they sold you a refurbished since they just came out with it, but it's possible. Or maybe they just, when they were packing it up, it just, they forgot to put stuff in it. That's going to be my assumption. Give them a call, get the stuff you need. Now it's not responding to your computer. 2012 using Serato Lite. I can't answer that. And I can't answer that because I don't have one and I don't know anything about it at the moment. But it should respond unless it requires a minimum OS. But the Mac, it might require a minimum OS. You never know. Don't the 2012 stop off at High Sierra? And it might require a point release that is above that. But I don't know. I'm just throwing things out of my head right now. Pablo in the building. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. DJ Lopes in the building. Good to see you. And DJ Tony asked the same question again because he's impatient. Alyssa Love in the building. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out today. Okay. The Elo Show. It's been a while. Thanks for hanging out. All right. I feel that once I unplug the cord, I'd rather cut it. Yep. then plug it back in. All right. Trevor Woodley. Do you use a cloud lifter or similar with the SM7? Nope. I plan to buy a PreSonus PD70 and just EQ in the warmth for my studio's podcast. Yeah. I mean, I don't use a cloud lifter, but it absolutely depends on the hardware you're using. Both, actually, all three of the Rode. This is the Rodecaster 2. The Mix Stream. The one from Tascam. Something Mix. Anyway, Mixcaster. Did not require it. And I have a Mackie DLZ over here, which I'm actually starting to fall in love with. If I just wish it was a little smaller, but it's on my other desk. And all of them have internal gain that is enough for the SM7B. I love this microphone. They just came out with an update. I haven't looked at what they updated, but I love this microphone. I've never had a microphone that I didn't have to EQ, and it still sounds good. Wanted to add some things to the Lucy Margolis Bar Mitzvah booking. Yeah, probably not going to happen. It's October 7th. We're a little stretched out. I've gotten to a point right now, and it's sorry. I'm starting to get to a point now. We're so busy that we're having to turn down like the extra things, and that's driving me nuts. Like, hey, we want you to do all the lighting for the room. We can't. What do you mean? We have 10 parties. We don't have the manpower to get to you, you know? Oh, can you do this? No, why not? Because the manpower that we have can't do that. And I'm already stretched thin. So no. We're not losing money, obviously, but it's frustrating that like we can't make that extra money just because we don't have the manpower right now. Okay. Trevor answered his own question after the fact. Okay. DJ Galaxy says, yeah, but if you get out there at multi-ops, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Okay. This sounds far more personal than it needs to be. And I didn't mention that because I think that all of us are smart enough to understand we're not using the multi-op as leverage. We're using the multi-op to gain experience, but everybody's fully free to leave and do their own stuff. You know, you don't DJ a multi-op party and then somebody comes up and says, I love you. I want to book you. And you say, here's my card, you know, call me on the side. You don't do that. But once you've established who you are, you know, you can start getting your name out there more. Like, hey, yeah, I used to work for so-and-so. I'd like to do your gig, or I'd like to work this club or whatever. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, you don't just get in there and start passing out your cards on the party. Definitely not. We have social media now. Get out there, take some video of your work and put it on the web. You can say that you're good all day, but if nobody sees you, then you're just speculating. Yes and no, DJ Galaxy. I don't believe social works. It does, but social doesn't work from a social is a calling card, but it's rare that you're going to get work just from your social media because social media isn't specific to your location. So yes, once you make the contact and build a relationship, people will say, do you have a social platform? And then yes, you can send them there. Then they'll say, okay, you're a good DJ. We like you. You can come work our club. You know, so I get that, but I don't feel that social media is validation, but for the most part, it's not going to get you sales. Every so often it does, but even so, like the video, like the Usher party that I just did. So they called another person first, and that person's like, I'm not available. I'm on vacation, but you should check in with my friend Cleveland Terry. He's a great DJ. And then what happened was they went straight to my social media. In fact, they DM'd me from my social media. So it's validation, but it's rare that people are just going, oh, look at this cool DJ online. Hey, come do my party in Arizona. That's just not typical. You know what I mean? But But you still need it. You still need your social media presence. Okay, Justin the DJ in the building. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out today. Mitchell checking in from Germany. Just want to say thank you for all the info. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Yep, I'm only looking for DJ gigs. I appreciate it. Yeah, DJ gigs, especially club DJ gigs. Yes, you got to get out there. For instance, like every DJ gig that I've done outside of like my standard private events, every single DJ event, not one has come to me because they just knew who I was. Okay, that's validation, but not one has come to me. Every single event, whether it be talking to promoters, whether it be just booking the venue, has been from me actually physically being in the presence of whomever is handling that. You know, oh, when we walk into the club, hey, we should get you on here. I would love to be there. The two parties that I booked, the two clubs that I booked for October 6th and October 20th, all because I went to the Beat Source meetup, and one of the girls that handles all the bookings was there. And I just said, hey, I'm looking to, pick up some spots. She's like, oh, I would definitely want to put you on there. Just text me. I texted her like a couple days later. Right after that, I had 2 bookings like that. You got to do the work. Got to make the connections, got to make the contacts, and you got to be cool people. Nobody wants to book an asshole. So you got to be cool people. That's just absolutely like number one on the list. Anyway. Okay, we got 15 minutes to go, and then I got to get out of here. Like I said, heading out, need to catch a flight. I'm having a hard time debating the Rane 1 and the 4. Well, they're 2 different controllers. Absolutely different controllers. So it really should not be a debate because they're completely different. Completely. The bottom line here, do you like mechanical jogs or don't you? Do you like standalone effects or don't you? Do you like more stem control or don't you? Do you like compact or do you like large? Like, these are very simple questions that you should be able to answer pretty easily because it's you. You should know, kind of what you want. All right. T7 works with SDJ Pro. Okay. Had it for 2 weeks and liked it, but didn't love the pitch sliders next to the platters. Okay. I don't know what controller you're referring to. But it sounds like maybe the Rane 1. All right. Mid 2012 stops off at Catalina. That's what I'm using with my DJ rig. There you go. Thank you, Trevor. Pablo, FYI, I just found out my DDJ SX is no longer supported by the latest Mac OS. Funny, I found out the day after the new controller arrived. Perfect timing. There you go. Yeah, look, every controller you have will work as long as you don't update your computer. So if you like what you have, just don't update. I just learned, see, my battery. So I updated my phone. I'm going to end up getting a new iPhone Max. That's what I've decided to do. Don't know if I'm going to love the size, but it's about time to move on. But when I updated my phone, my Apple Watch 4, which is still a great watch, still love it. It's been great to me. Updated the operating system. Well, I updated the phone and then I put my watch on and I couldn't find my phone. So I went to do the notifications on the Apple Watch to have my phone beep. Wouldn't beep. Tried it over and over again. Wouldn't beep. It waited, I think it was like half an hour because I tried it, wouldn't beep, tried it, wouldn't beep, reset it, tried it, wouldn't beep. And then finally on one random beep, it's like, you can't talk to your phone until you update your operating system. Like, why didn't you say it in the first place? Why are you having me go through all this? So then I updated my watch and now my battery is Terrible. Terrible. I know. Look, my watch is 4 years old. I mean, or 3 or 4 years old. It's a Apple Watch 4. And it's at like 84% maximum capacity. I knew that. I knew that before I updated. Before I updated, I could still get through a day. Now, I was at Disney yesterday. I put it on low power mode. Low power mode. By 6 o'clock, it was at like 30%. Right now, I've had my watch on. I put my watch on at 10 o'clock, right before the show. And I've been on the show now for a little over an hour. I'm at 87%. Apple Watch has never dropped 13% in an hour, ever. Now I got to update. If you like what you have, sometimes you just can't update. Okay. Dizik, what's your policy when a wedding party tries to get you to drink on the job? I stay away, but always feel like a tight ass. I don't have a policy on this. You do what's right for you. I am not going to get on some stupid ass high horse, and I'm saying this with aggression because I cannot stand popping up on Facebook or DJ idea sharing or some forum and people are, I never drink on my parties. That makes you look this and that. And I would never do that. Any DJ that does that is this and blah, blah. Kick rocks. Kick rocks. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having a drink. There's nothing wrong with having a drink with the client. If you, as a human being, don't like the way you think you're coming off, then don't do it. But get off your high horse and shut up. Stop telling people what they should or shouldn't do, or what a client should or shouldn't do. You're a grown man. You are a grown woman. You are a grown person. If somebody wants to give you a drink and you have a drink the night of a party, you're fine. Nothing's going to go wrong. You're not, being stupid, falling all over your stuff. You're playing for dead air. I just do you. Do you? I even got on one of the comments and I'm like, look, man, I don't have an opinion on this. If you want to drink, drink. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. But stop telling people what to do. I personally, on certain things, specifically weddings, I don't drink. And look, I don't drink a lot anyway. But if I'm going to drink, it's going to be on a wedding. I'm a grown-ass man. If I want to have a drink, I can have a drink. Many clients have been like, hey, come over here and take a shot with me. Hey, come over here and have a drink with me. I'm not going to say no to the client. I'm a grown-up. I'm an adult. Do what I want. Now, again, if you can't hold your liquor and you're acting stupid, if they're like, oh, come have a drink with me. And you're like, give me a quadruple, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're going to look like an idiot. But if you're like, yeah, just give me a, blah, 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 tequila on the rocks, let's have a great time tonight. Because they want you to be comfortable too. It's the same people that are like, hey, you hungry? Eat from anywhere in here. Do what you want. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be happy. Because a happy DJ is a happy party. Okay. I'm now off my soapbox. All right. Are you using the DJI mics on one of your YouTube videos? I use my DJI mics all the time. I use them during gig logs. I use them if I have a controller or something that I need to like really get into, or a speaker or something like that. I always use my DJI mics. The only time I use this microphone is if it's easier to get to, because this mic obviously sounds better than my DJI's, but this can be in the way. In a big ass controller, sometimes it's in the way. Okay. I probably get half my... Justin, be quiet. So look, when I say it doesn't happen, few and far between, I'm not talking about the anomalies. Justin the DJ, anomaly. Nick Spinelli, anomaly. So I'm not talking about those people. You guys are not those people. All right. I'm saying in general, you got to do some groundwork. So be quiet, Justin. All right. I get tons of work off of Facebook and Insta. Well, then you guys are just more amazing. Like I said, I feel like mine are for validation. People know who you are. They know you have a certain amount of followers. They've seen your stuff. They've seen your work online. So it's validation. But usually speaking, they're still asking people they know about you. Usually speaking. Pioneer Express on sale for the next 3 days. Worth it, says Benny S. Pioneer Express are excellent speakers. Excellent. No problem whatsoever. They're good sounding speakers. And their highs, I think their highs are the showcase of the speaker. Their highs sound really good. I was very impressed with their highs. I would dare to say out of the subs and the highs are better sounding than the subs. The subs sound good. The subs remind me of the Eons, the 500 series Eons. They're warm. They don't punch, but they're warm. But their highs, they're really, really good. Okay. Sal Scott. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you, Sal. Appreciate that. Is there a photo booth you like and why? I'm simple. In all honesty, most photo booths are just shells anyway. You're not really buying a photo booth for its features, because most photo booths are iPad booths. And now, iPad's now this kind of the standard. You can even plug your DSLR into your iPad booth. That was kind of the weakness of an iPad booth before. But their iPad booths are convenient. They already have the cell service in there or the wireless, and they can just, send stuff through. I've been using the Mobi booth, and we have two photo booths from that. But also the Danny Max booths, they're good. I've been to the Mobile Entertainment Expo in Vegas. That happens every, I think, January, February. And I've seen them all. They're all kind of the same, The same thing with like the 360 booths. They're all kind of the same. It's kind of hard to keep reinventing the wheel, but I don't have an issue with really any of them. Get yourself a nice pedestal stand booth. iPad's fine. If people were to ask me what would I buy now for ease of use, the iPad booths, there's nothing easier. I've said this. My test for what's good and what's not, or what's complicated and what's not, is how easy that my wife can do the photo booth or can do the technology. If she can't run it, I don't buy it. She's my baseline. The iPad booths are just convenient. Convenient for the people, convenient for the kids. Yeah, they don't take as good a pictures as DSLR, but we've learned that most people don't care. Most people aren't using them for that anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Kitty in the building. What's going on, G Kenny? Good to see you. I see the Rev 5 is on back order. Do I think it's going to ship soon? Or expect significant delays? The ship date was listed as late September. Well, technically speaking, look, it's a popular board, so it's going to take a minute. It's going to be on back order. You will get it, but yeah, it's a good board, and people are seeing that. It's a good board. It price wise, it's working it's at a really good number. It's going to sell well. Okay. Don Rafa says drink within reason. It's always moderation. Drink at the party, so what? I just hate the sweat from a cold glass near my gear. That's fine. PJ says the people on that high horse are typically the sloppiest drunks I know, so they project because they think you'll be sloppy. Yes. Look, I worked nightclubs where, in all honesty, and this is the way it works, okay? You work at a nightclub, you're for the most part drunk every time you DJ. Now, look, you get to a certain age, you're like, I don't want to drink anymore, I want to stay sober. Fine, more power to you. I'm not saying that you should be drinking or that you shouldn't be drinking. Again, I don't personally care. Do what's best for you. But you can't DJ a club where the wait staff or the manager's not like, shots, Shots, more and more shots, more and more shots. You want something to drink? You want something to drink? Are you good? Here's 4 more. Hey, I brought you these 2 drinks so you don't have to ask me. Here you go. Like, that's just normal life at a club. So over time, I don't drink nearly as much as I used to, but over time, you start to understand how many drinks you can have before you're stupid. Okay. And, that's what a professional does. Hey, it's not just professional DJing. It's also knowing your limits, knowing how far you can go before you're like, okay, I can't DJ anymore, you know? And, I think that everybody that does drink on parties should know that limit. So, you know, maybe you're DJing with a whole bunch of friends at a nightclub, whatever, that you don't have to worry about. See how much you can drink before you can't remember how to load a track in. Honestly, and that's not me being funny. Like, it's funny, but there's a hint of seriousness in there. Know how much you can drink before you can't do your job anymore. Okay, I will give you guys 10 minutes, and then I definitely have to get out of here. I had 2 beers at my last gig. The client brought them to me. There you go. Yeah. Trevor said, forgot to mention I ordered my first Mackie DRM 18 last week, plus a cover back ordered. I watched your sub video 2 weeks ago with JBL, QSC, and DRM. Plan to buy a second by December. They're good speakers. They're good speakers. I don't have a problem with them. We use them. It's our 3rd system at the warehouse that is used. I use QSC. You guys know that. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with that system. Okay. Bozo says, I have been researching different lighting systems. What is your opinion on SoundSwitch compared to ILS? Also good up lights. They're not the same. I think a lot of people are confusing ILS, and I think even Chevet is trying to do a good job of making you understand that ILS is not the lighting you buy if you want to get truly custom. If you want to get custom, you get yourself SoundSwitch. You get yourself so what's it called? The WMX1. It's sitting on my desk. The WMX1. Yeah, if you want that type of control. If you want something that is just good, gives you a nice good light routine, it's easy to use, it's drag and drop, you don't have to think about anything, then you go with ILS. ILS is about convenience and not programming and not having to do the work. But if you need to do things like, the only thing the ILS can do is you can set, like, on your movers where the light's going to be hitting, like for like a grand entrance or something like that. But that's about it. It's got a freeze point. And it's designed to be easy. You know, it's designed to be able to just pop through things. So if you want to do a lot of control and I hit this button, then this light's going to come here and it's going to change the gobo to this thing right here. And then it's going to stay there and it's going to flash. That's not what ILS is. That's SoundSwitch. That's WMX. I don't even know if Maestro can do that because that's supposed to be, built in and it just does its own thing. So, they're not the same. What do you want? What's more important to you? Do you want convenience or do you want to be able to, control everything? Because ILS is about convenience, and, up until today, they still haven't gotten a mover that is over 50 watts, So if you're rocking 350s or, the ADJ spots, the 4Zs, you can't really control that level. It's not going to ever get that bright. So there's a difference. Thank you, G Kenny. I love my A74 also. Max SBL says, I never let my staff drink. No, that's selfish, but I agree with you. I'm the same way. Let's see here. DJ Chef with the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Who is the worst DJ here? Me. Wedding couple wants to do shots. So what? They ask you to do a second shot. So what? They tell you look sexy and would like to join them at the hotel. So what? Cold cut in the building. What's going on, fam? All right. Derek says, what's the difference between in-ears and regular DJ headphones? There's a huge difference. DJ headphones over your ears. This is how you know my table is a mess. In-ears. These are the Mackie ones. I won't bring out my my beautiful ones. In-ears go in your ears. In-ears can be run at lower volumes. In-ears have a better sound isolation for the most part than cans. The issue with a lot of in-ears, especially if you're not getting them custom molded, is that, yeah, you can't take them in and out of your ears all that easy because of, this thing right here. Get to my camera. I can't find, I'm not looking, there we go. This thing right here, this complete tip, those things will start to irritate your inner canals as you keep taking them in and out. So that's one of the issues. Okay. What rock and roller cart do you recommend? I have the, I don't even remember what it is right now, but it's the one with the bigger wheels in the back. Not the large. I think I have the medium one. I've been using it for the past, 5 years. It's been great. Okay. All right. Whichever my mixes will be rock solid regardless. No sync ever, but alcohol loosens you up and you just flow and perform better. Yeah, that's what an alcoholic says. I'm kidding, Trevor. Mojax has a great video on in-ears. Yes, he does. He does. What are you, name dropping other people's videos on here? What do you think you are? You're like that DJ that works for that multi-op and gives out his own cards. See, yeah, this is like a comedy routine. I just come back full circle. That's the mark of a good comedian. Luckily, where I DJ, the bartenders don't pressure me because I say no. Hey, again, I'm not here to judge. That's the whole thing. I don't care, and neither should you. You should never care about other people's events. If they perform in a thong and topless, but that's what the client wanted, and you're like, I would never be topless. Then don't be topless. But don't judge other people that are topless. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't want to be the gatekeeper. I don't want to dictate how and what people do with their own lives and whatever is successful to them. Now, look, I'll give you a perfect example. But let's just say you are drinking 11:38 and you get so drunk that you turn off guests. Again, that doesn't affect you. That affects that person. So maybe that person doesn't get as many bookings. Doesn't affect you. So who cares? Who cares? I don't personally care. Okay. If you can't type the song in or scroll, then you drunk too much. Exactly. Your one laptop becomes 2 laptops. I'm moderate, so I never have a problem. A nice buzz and done. There you go. Get the Pioneer VM80. Thanks for got the Pioneer. Good. DJ Chef. VM80s are great monitors. I always love when people are like, well, what do you have? I'm like, I don't even have the V8 monitors because I have so many speakers that, I have the Yamahas up here, and then I have the, I got a pair of Rocket VM7s. I think they're the VM7s, which are absolutely amazing. So I don't have a need to upgrade, but I review everybody. Okay, I just hit the like. Thank you. Everybody should be hitting the like. As a matter of fact, I'm just over everybody right now. Okay. Where was I? I was on my phone for a reason, and now I can't remember. Not important. Just saw a video short on a moving head speaker. Yeah, I will not be buying a moving head speaker. That sounds like the same people that make the lights in their speakers too. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Just hit the like. Now I remember. God, maybe I've been drinking. I just need to see, and I definitely have to go. 1:15. Good number. Good number. Okay. Let's see. Last couple of questions. Have you seen, says Ruben, have you seen Serato 3.1 thoughts? I have not updated anything or seen anything. My test computer is the battery. I just got an answer from XMG about the actual model and stuff and where to get it from. But my computer's been dead. Okay. Aaron DJ, it's not for us to judge. You do you. Exactly. Didn't even realize there was an R18. Thought R12 was the largest. Okay. We're at 23. Almost got the R12 stealths and decided to go big. Whoever made a moving head speaker has never heard of the Doppler effect. All right. Hammer Time says, I missed your question. All right. This will be the last question. Then I'm going to get out of here because I got to pack. About what your current storage and backup situation is for music is. Curious about how the rest of y'all do it as well. Simple. Very simple. My backup is a Newmark Mixstream Go that I bring with me. My storage situation is I keep all my music on one computer. I don't use externals. I don't believe in externals, but I will never judge you for using an external. I have a external backup of my hard drive. That's about as far as it goes for me. My Mixstream Go can obviously work with Serato, but also I have my entire crate, my Serato crates, all on Rekordbox from a Rekordbox export that will also work with my Mixstream Go in the event that my computer dies. I think I'm covered. So if that's what you're asking, that's my answer. Okay. All right. I think I'm done. It's 11:42. Yes, I am done. I do want to thank everybody. I'm sorry it's short today. I got to catch a flight. My flight's at 3:00 and I got to do all the parking stuff and all that drama and pack and do everything else. So, I thank you for hanging out today. I know I'm late on some videos. I know that. I'm sorry. I wish I was a better person, but I'm not. I got too much stuff going on in my life right now. I need 2 of me. I don't have 2 of me though. It would be nice. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for hanging out. You don't pray for me on the flight because you might be like the person that God doesn't really like much. You're like, oh, you're praying for him. Oh, you're dying. He's dying. He's dying to prove a point now. Your prayers don't mean shit to me. So you don't have to pray for me, but I appreciate you. All right, y'all. I gotta roll. Thank you again for hanging out. As always a pleasure hanging out with you guys and girls. I will see you guys next Thursday. I believe, unless I got to go to some college tour or something like that. I think I'm good. So I will see you guys next week. All right, y'all. Peace out.